Biden saying
that a formal inquiry is the only way to get the White House to comply with their investigation. So they're accusing President Biden of influence peddling during his time as vice president, and they say they're collecting evidence that shows he was involved in his son's foreign business dealings.
Fox's Brooks Simeon. The White House calls this baseless. Democratic Congressman Jamie Raskin says,
after 11 months of this, no one can tell us what President Biden's crime was.
Hunter Biden says Republicans are lying. His father had no role in his work. America's listening to Fox News.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Please welcome to the stage. Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Back to Russia. In that news conference today, President Putin also brought up two American prisoners, Paul Whelan and Evan Gershkovich. Here's the translation.
Well, it's not that we decline to send them home. No, we want to come to terms, and these agreements must be mutually acceptable.
The U.S. calls them wrongfully detained. Whelan was convicted of espionage. Gershkovich, a Wall Street Journal reporter, is accused of being a spy. His detention's been extended, awaiting trial to at least January 30th. The Senate has approved a massive defense spending bill.
Most Democrats and Republicans backed the National Defense Authorization Act Wednesday. It calls for a record $886 billion in Pentagon spending. That's up 3% from last year. It also includes an extension for the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. Republican Senator Mike Lee doesn't want to extend FISA, saying the FBI uses it to spy on Americans without a warrant. But FBI Director Christopher Wray said it would be irresponsible to let it lapse. The budget bill and the FISA extension head to the House next. In Washington, Jill Nato, Fox News.
Well, that FISA extension has been debated in the House and held up in recent days. It expires at the end of the year. The Fed may be done raising interest rates after holding them steady a third straight meeting following 11 rate hikes since last year, putting interest rates at a 22-year high.
Given how far we have come, along with the uncertainties and risks that we face, the committee is proceeding carefully.
That's Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. He indicates they may actually cut interest rates next year. The Fed's decision lifted stocks. The Dow surged up more than 500 points, closing at a record high over 37,000. And this morning, futures are higher. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. The president of the Illinois NAACP facing calls to resign over disparaging comments she made about migrants. During an October Zoom meeting with NAACP leaders from around the state, Teresa Haley compared migrants to savages and accused them of rape. The governor called their remarks reprehensible. State and local officials celebrating the grand opening of M-Hub's new headquarters in Chicago. The governor and other leaders took part in a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Innovation Center. M-Hub is a hard tech and manufacturing innovation center launched in 2017 to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem that promotes growth. While families may be enjoying their festively decorated trees right now, Champaign already announcing plans in the new year and how to dispose of them. The city of Champaign announcing the collection date for the tree collection, Monday, January 8th. All residential properties within city limits eligible to participate for that free program. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hi, hey, good morning. December 14? Yeah. December 14, ESPN 90. I'm just not sure. 14th of December just feels so wonderful with the weather that we're enjoying. Meteorologist Greg Solier brought to you this morning by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you they've got their indoor aquatic center that you can tap into the last few weeks of the year, especially if the kids are off school during winter break. 1:30 to 5 are their hours, and the pool passes and punch cards. What a great stocking stuffer. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. This is meteorologist Greg Solier, morning friend.
Good morning. Open the pools today. What do you say, Diane?
There you go.
Come on, man.
Hey, not a bad day's worth of weather for a November 14th around here. And that's the way it stays here for the better part of the week. We do have a little moisture, a little rain in the plains that'll come our way. Not snow, but a little rain here for the day on Saturday. It'll be actually the northern extent of that southern plains moisture maker. Good news for the drought areas in Kansas and Oklahoma. And that system's going to take a run down to the Gulf Coast area. And boy, you want the worst weather in the country? It's certainly not here. Going to be down through Florida ways, the southeast, up the eastern seaboard, and into the northeast of New England for early to mid next week. Whether it is severe weather and soaking rains in the southeastern part of the country to yet another run of winter weather, a winter storm. It's been early and often out there with that stuff into the northeast of New England. So we sit in fine shape here, but beginning to see maybe a little more of a pendulum swing, getting a little closer around here for between Christmas and New Year's as we kind of begin to chase that rain snow line across the area. A little chillier morning out there, but these temperatures as they ought to be for a December 14, 26 at Wood and Savoy, 25 at Rantoul. Later on today, we'll double those readings at 50. The average high this time of the year is 38. Sunshine, bit of a southwest to south wind on the light side. The extended lunch hour is granted. Down near 30 tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow, and 51, even better with a bit of a south breeze. Clouds roll in tomorrow night, low down to 34. And for the day on Saturday, maybe a wet snowflake or sprinkle out northwest and west of Champaign County in the morning. Otherwise, a little bit of rain here in the afternoon and evening time with a high up to 47. A little bit of sun, 48 on Sunday. Much of next week, quiet weather expected. Maybe some rain late next week. Otherwise, it'll be 40s by day and right around freezing at night. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, former chairwoman, Massachusetts Republican Party,
Jingle bell, jingle bell,
founder of the Pocketbook Project.
jingle bells swing and jingle
I said former chairwoman because they must have disbanded because there's 8 now, the latest count this morning in Massachusetts Republican Party. Jennifer Nassour, how are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you, my friend?
Well, we're fine. Just everything done? Got it all wrapped? Are you finished with all your shopping, Jennifer?
No.
Yeah, we're having unseasonably warm here. I don't know what. Are you in Boston? Where are you in Massachusetts?
I'm in Boston. It's freezing. It's like 20-something degrees outside.
Well, that's like short sleeves for us. Okay, so 25 that's nothing. I mean, we're getting 40s about every day here, so we're not sure what to do. I mean, it's like comparable to Nashville. Anyway, it's good to talk to you again. I look at the Hunter Biden stuff, and I understand thumbing your nose. You can't do that kind of thing. I just don't know the point of going through all this, except, well, you have to follow the law. He's going to get pardoned, Jennifer. He's going to get pardoned. Why would you waste energy when I got a border that's open, I got crime going crazy, I got inflation that's stupid? Do something else.
You know, I think that, well, there are a couple of things here. So, you know, this is already, right, it's already out of the bag, and so they have to continue to take this process on. I don't think that any of this is going to do anything. At the end of the day, in the court of public opinion, when it comes to elected office holders, there's an election that happens, right? And so let me explain the problem here. Republicans in 2022 only had a little red trickle and not a red wave. And so in Congress, there's only a handful of extra Republican votes. So if Jordan and Comer want to proceed with contempt proceedings, they need to go back to the House Oversight Committee. They need to have another committee vote. That needs to send it to the House. Then the House needs to vote on it. You know, all the Democrats are going to be in lockstep behind each other and not vote for it. So you have to rely on a handful of Republicans to pass this over to, dun, 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 the DOJ. And then the DOJ isn't going to do anything. So yes, it does seem like a complete waste of time, because if your last name is Biden, you get away with everything. And here's what I have to say. Go vote. vote in your primary, and then vote on election day.
Yeah, and I again, it's if America votes for the Biden administration another 4 years, and that's what we get, and we deserve it. So,
right.
And again, I'm hoping for free and fair elections. There goes my Facebook Live now that I just said that, because I have questions, and they've certainly been things that have been proven in the court of law in the last 6 months, where they're redoing some elections because there was too much ballot stuffing. They got evidence, all that other thing. So we've got to have, I know both sides will blame cheating if they lose. That's been the way it is since Al Gore and George W. Bush. But I just, you got to quit the COVID policies, I believe. I really think you have to tighten things up. There was a commission done with former President Jimmy Carter and James Baker back in the 2005-06 range. And they all said, you got to watch the absentee stuff. You just got to watch that. It's a potential fraud. You've got to have free and fair. You've got to have confidence in our system. And then let the people vote. And that's the direction. If the country wants to be a left-wing socialist country, I guess we're going to have to deal with that. But I'm telling you, some of the paths we're taking is just the wrong way, period.
I agree. And I think, Congress needs to focus on that. They need to get back to basics. They need to get back to what's important because, that lack of faith in the system. And I think, it continues on when elected officials, on both sides of the aisle, whether it's Menendez or Santos are behaving badly, or Congress is wasting time and not paying attention to the issues that matter most. I mean, the most important issue for all Americans is the economy and inflation, and especially around the holidays when, and look, in our states, it's getting colder, home heating costs, putting food on the table, being able to buy your child a gift for Christmas, or the holidays. Those are all things that are really important to people, and I think should be in everyone's mind come 2024 in the election.
Well, what do you think will happen, Jennifer? You're smart. Tell me, what's going to happen in 2024?
I think right now Joe Biden loses. I'm rooting. I'm on Team Nikki, so I'm rooting for Nikki Haley. But I'm rooting for a Republican to be in office because I don't think we can take any more of this. And I think the country is at a breaking point right now between going forward with democracy or finding ourselves slipping into a socialist society. And it really is concerning for me. I've got 3 kids of my own, and I would like this world to be a better place. And I don't see it going that way, especially with Joe Biden and these Democrats that are in office right now.
It'd be nice to vote for somebody you want versus vote against somebody you hate, right? I mean, wouldn't that be nice?
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be nice? And tell me, with the opposition research out there, Ms. Insider, how will that ever happen again, right? I mean, it's just too much. So wouldn't it be wonderful if you just had a thing or if you blatantly put out a lie and you knew it was a lie because it was opposition research that your nose grew? Wouldn't that just be pleasant?
Awesome.
Just to say, you know what? That we're going to the Pinocchio way now.
That's right.
And if you are just a dastardly person, your nose grows.
That's right.
And you'll be spending the rest of your life in some sort of cosmetic surgery seminar or something.
I think you should run the world, actually.
There we go,
Well, call me the common sense party because some of the stupid stuff would go away, and I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, but that's the way it is. We're just not doing so.
Exactly.
Come on.
I'm with you.
Man.
Absolutely.
And everybody who's for an open border, you will not be allowed by law to have a door on your house. Come on, we're taking it off. Get the hinges. It's off. Wait a minute. Why won't you leave your door if you're going to be open border? Well, because I don't know who'll come in because they might. Okay, thank you. Jennifer, how can people connect with you?
You can find me on Twitter at Jennifer Nassor or check out the Pocketbook Project, or I have a podcast, Political Contessa.
And Pocketbook Project, again, is what?
Pocketbookproject.org.
But what do you do?
Oh, we are thank you for asking. We are a organization that supports, trains, and educates women for all levels of running for office, boards and commissions, getting involved in politics as campaign managers, and just making sure that women have their voices heard because we still only make up about 26% of state legislators and local office holders.
Maybe we're due for a woman president, but not Kamala. How about that?
We are due for a woman president and not her. No.
or Michelle Obama.
Yeah, there's that.
I'm thinking this woman, Nikki.
Oh, okay.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
Always.
Thank you, Jennifer Nassour out in Boston, Massachusetts. 7:16 with your sports headlines.
So Tuscola is, let's see,
Undefeated.
Undefeated for sure.
So's Unity and so's St. Joe Ogden.
Okay, Tuscola is 8-0, and the class, different classes with the A
I think
people.
they're 1A. Okay,
right.
yeah.
Well, and see, a 31-win season with, three of the guys back. Jordan Quinn, I know, is one of them, and Parker James. Anyway, they've got a great team to keep building this momentum. And really, same with Unity at 6-0 in Class 2A.
St. Joe.
Ranked number
St.
6.
Joe Ogden,
and number
undefeated.
10th is SJO at 7-0.
Yep.
And so lots of great basketball. But, when I look at Clinton, they're 9-0. And, they received some votes, but it's crazy how many great teams we have kind of here in East Central Illinois. So all the best to them to continue their winning ways. Talk about winning ways. Giannis with 64 points, a franchise record as the Milwaukee Bucks beat the Indiana Pacers 140-26 yesterday. If you're seeing some
140 to what?
140 to 20 or 126.
Okay.
It was a dominant Giannis game.
Yeah.
So
Milwaukee won big.
It's true. But Oscar Tsetsui, I don't know how to say his name, scored his first NBA point for the Indiana Pacers. So they felt like maybe he should get his first NBA point basketball. And then there was this scuffle and some animated discussions is the way it was worded in the article about what happened to the game ball. And, Giannis wants to get this game ball to his mother, and he's the first player in NBA history to make at least 20 field goals and 20 free throws, 70% on each, the most points in fewer than 30 minutes. It was just crazy.
I'm just wondering if there's other things to worry about than the game ball.
True.
I mean, there's just...
But, it's too bad. Such a great game, and now there's a little issue.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm just wondering, Giannis, you're doing good. It's okay. You probably score 65 tonight. Who knows? Anyway,
that's right.
It's interesting. All right, we'll check your meteorologist, Greg Solier, weather forecast. And again, I'm looking all the way through Christmas Eve right now. Pretty darn good, my friend. 7:18.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Ness this Saturday, and still another couple of days worth of quiet and mild December weather across the area. Matter of fact, that trend will continue well into next week as well, despite some slight cooling the middle and late portions of next week. Next weather system again passing well to the south of Champaign County, but a little moisture anticipated for the day on Saturday. Sunshine around 50 for the day today, and a southwest to south breeze on the light side tonight. Mostly clear, comfortable for a December night. Lows bottom out near 30. Tomorrow partly cloudy, continued mild for the time of year, with high temperatures running some 15 degrees above average, up to around 52 tomorrow on a bit of a southeast to south wind. Increasing clouds in the 30s tomorrow night, and there may be perhaps a stray shower at some point Saturday morning. A little rain in the afternoon, but still up to 47 on a light southeast wind. Partly sunny, mild 48 on Sunday, 46 on Monday. High temperatures into the middle and upper 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, dry weather too. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth. Since 1868, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Dow Jones Industrials rallied to a record close yesterday, topping 37,000 after the Federal Reserve suggested it could be cutting interest rates 3 times next year. Goldman Sachs economists now believe those cuts could come in March, May, and June of next year. And this morning, the Bank of England left its key interest rate unchanged as expected. Apple shares also closed at a record yesterday. The Federal Trade Commission is investigating software company Adobe over its rules for canceling subscriptions. The company says it's been cooperating with the FTC, but says a settlement could involve significant monetary costs or penalties. Users of Photoshop Premiere and other programs say canceling can cost as much as $700. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosolda. Invested in you.
I'm Emily Campagno, host of the Fox True Crime Podcast. This week, I spoke to Clay Chabot, a man who spent over 20 years in prison, wrongfully convicted of a murder and rape he did not commit. Clay's imprisonment stemmed from the false testimony of his brother-in-law, who was the one that actually committed the crimes. Clay joins me to discuss what justice means to him all these years later. Available now on Apple, Spotify, and FoxNewsPodcast.com.
I guess I'm just surprised that Giannis, who's this massive NBA star for how many years now, and Damian Lillard, who's a massive NBA star.
Right, and he made a 3-point record.
Right, right. So set the third most. Anyway, who cares about a game ball?
Well,
I think the kid from the Pacers who scored his first. Now that's a
Oscar.
real deal. To make it to the league, to score a point.
Yeah,
the ball goes to that kid. I mean, Giannis doesn't have a house big enough to hold all his awards. I just don't know. I mean, I've just not been into that.
You think a little petty?
I just don't think it's something you worry about at that level when you're worth $190 million.
Right.
I mean, I just wonder.
He talked about his mom, though.
Well, there's a lot of things you can give your mom.
Right.
And I don't think she needs another basketball.
Well, she would get that one for his 64-point game.
Go score 65. What's your problem? Let's go.
Okay.
I don't see it. I just think you give a kid that's new and you be gracious and say, you know what, good job.
Well, and to me, you stop the game and all these momentous occasions, when Damian Lillard got the 3-point award, give him that ball, congratulate him.
Do we need
and
to
then move
celebrate all of that? I mean, if he passes LeBron, let me know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
LeBron
Congratulations. Keep playing. I need popcorn.
Okay.
I paid $180 for this seat. I'm really not into you getting the ball over the kid that scored his first point.
You can see everybody with their cameras in the air on this game on Giannis.
Wonderful. Good job. Let's go.
Record-breaking.
Next game.
Okay.
Jen loves using Nate Evans and the Nate Evans group to help with homes because it's stress-free. She says, I've bought 2 homes and sold one with Nate Evans, and I've never felt rushed. With other realtors, she felt like there's a rush. You got to hurry. Not once with Nate Evans and his team. They took the time to make sure Jen and her husband could find the right home for them. She says, hey, if we do this again, we're going with Nate Evans.
Right. And it's cool to poke around and see that secret list of homes that'll soon be on the market that you can't get access to anywhere else. As you talk to Nate about getting the edge on finding your next home, and that Coming Soon program is really cool. So all you do is an online search to Nate Evans group and explore some options, maybe see the value of your own home, and talk about your timeline as you call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans, a friend you can trust, 217-239-7113, or an online search to Nate Evans Group to start packing.
Sell your home with the Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to the NateEvansGroup.com.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Text in from a friend. John and Sharon Buckert were in town last night in Philo. They said some people really know how to put up a Christmas tree. Philo tree is very impressive.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is cool when you're coming in from
On behalf of the Knights of Columbus, thank
Yes.
you. Because I didn't do a thing. But that is 32 feet, we think?
We think it's 32, yeah.
It's like 3 flights of stairs.
Uh-huh.
So it's a big tree. And I should quit worrying about, well, what are they going to do next year? I have no idea.
They've got it lined up already.
Crazy.
They have people.
If you've not seen the Philo downtown Christmas tree in the middle of Main Street, It's worth coming here to see. It's lit up at night, so come at night. And it's just like, wow. I think Gibson City they got a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Philo's taller than them, but Gibson City's got a good one. Doesn't Paxton have one? Tolono has one.
Villa Grove,
okay,
also has a large one.
So that's wonderful.
You know, we just had our tree lighting ceremony on Saturday in Tolono, but ours is live and it's growing in honor of the Cunnington family in front of the Masonic Lodge.
So it's not cut down.
Right.
Okay.
It's not going to be new every year. It's going to be the same one.
Yeah, kind of like the Philo Library. We have a tree in the ground there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we got John Decker coming up. He's Gray Television's White House correspondent. Who's Gray Television? Well, they own 140 TV stations. So John's their guy, and he does all these live shots for all these stations and stays very busy doing that. And he's right in the middle of everything in Washington, D.C., and he lives, a couple of miles from 1600 Pennsylvania, which is the White House. So he's actually in Washington, and he goes to all the events, and he sent a picture of he and his wife with Joe and Jill Biden.
Uh-huh.
And then where he was for President Zelensky from Ukraine and Joe Biden, he was 5 rows in. I mean, so it's right there every day. I just wonder if it gets tiring,
Right.
There's Joe. Hey, Vlad, how are you? Yeah. Hey, yo, how you doing?
That would be crazy.
How was your flight? Yeah. What kind of equipment do you use? Is it big old military jet? I don't know what they talk about.
And I've had probably a dozen brushes with famous people. I ran into Dan Aykroyd, literally ran into him in New Orleans on Bourbon Street. And when I looked up, I'm like, hey, wow, it's Dan Aykroyd. And he's like, hey, thanks for, watching whatever movie,
Whatever it was,
Ghostbusters, whatever.
Yeah, Ghostbusters. He was also in Drive You Miss Daisy.
Right.
That was a big one.
Matt Damon, when never mind. I'm just going to skip that story. But there's so many people who come in town for Ebert Fest, too.
Yeah, no.
And you just get starstruck.
Well, the guy, one of my favorite movies, Apollo 13, Bill Paxton, but he died. I can't believe he
did.
died. I liked him.
I ran into him.
He was on the Tornado movie.
Right, Twister.
He was terrific.
And, his parents had some time in Rantoul at Chanute.
Yeah.
So he was telling me that.
I'd like to see all the family trees that touch Chanute Air Force Base.
Right.
For those of you too young, that was an Air Force base we actually had in Rantoul, and they shut it in 1991.
Right.
And it's just...
But now the Aviation Center, and they're doing things
they've
there.
Never recovered.
Right.
I mean, you can't recover. It'd be like the University of Illinois leaving Champaign-Urbana.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Rantoul, back in the day, with Chanute, was like a University of Illinois. The diversity and everything that was happening in that town, it was popping. It was an amazing town, and nothing they could do about it. I just couldn't believe they pulled it, and I know that I guess it was cost saving or whatever, but to have Chanute here to have generals walking around, pretty cool. Pretty darn cool. All right, we'll break. We'll come back. John Decker on the phone with me, live from Washington, D.C., at or near the White House. Every Thursday, we enjoy that. Did you know, coming up, it's about Christmas and a Christmas movie we all know. Stand by for Nathaniel's son.
Good.
He'll be coming up as well. And Smoke with Tim from GFT and Dedicated Diesel.
Yes.
Stand by for all that next.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Todd Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 435120.
Don't miss your chance to cheer on Fighting Illini basketball this season.
Deafening in here, 15,000, another sellout.
We need all of Illini Nation to help us defend State Farm Center.
And Illinois overcomes their largest deficit of the season.
Great seat locations are still available for you to see Illinois basketball live this season. The Illini win it! Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden says in a statement about House Republicans voting to start a formal impeachment inquiry
they're choosing to waste time on a baseless political stunt.
Republicans like Texas Congressman Chip Roy have said, let the American people see all relevant documents.
What are my Democratic colleagues afraid of if there's nothing to see there?
Republicans have pointed to meetings then Vice President had with his son Hunter's associates, as well as checks the president's brother James wrote to him as he was in business with Hunter.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. An American Wall Street Journal reporter loses his appeal and will remain in Russian custody until at least January 30th.
Evan Gershkovich was applying to be released from jail pending his trial on espionage charges. Gershkovich was detained in March while reporting in Yekaterinburg. He and the Journal deny he was spying. The U.S. government has declared him wrongfully detained.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. The Russians have said there will be no prisoner swap until a verdict. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Authorities investigating after a couple found shot to death in Decatur. Police say the bodies of that man and woman discovered in an apartment in the 2400 block of Country Trails. Both had suffered apparent gunshot wounds. Their names yet to be released. A date set for Champaign's Holiday Tree Collection Program. The date is January the 8th. The free collection program is available to all residential properties. That's within the city's corporate limits. Collected trees are chipped and made into garden mulch. Again, that comes up on January 8th. Another week, another drop in Champaign's gas prices. Gas Buddy's latest data shows that since December 4, average price of gas in Champaign fell 6 cents to $3.31 a gallon. The price was at $3.39 2 weeks ago. Since then, some gas stations in town have fallen below $3 per gallon. They say the best bet is to shop around and find the best prices to fill up. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, the nice weather in central Illinois continues. Weather brought to you by Carl.
For some, the holidays can be hard and lead to increase in negative behaviors like substance abuse or gambling or alcohol abuse. If you know someone who should consult the Recovery Center, lead them to carl.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. Next weather system as expected to pass well to the south of Champaign County. Nonetheless, a little bit of rain expected during the course of Saturday afternoon and evening. And that mild weather pattern for December continues on around here through next week with the next weather system in sight towards the Christmas holiday. Sunshine for the day today. Temperatures unseasonably mild, up around 50 this afternoon. Light southwest to south wind. Clear sky tonight, down near 30 for the weekend. Partly cloudy, continued mild again for the day tomorrow into the lower 50s on a south wind. Clouds increase tomorrow night in the 30s. For the day on Saturday, cloudy, a little bit of a spotty sprinkle, maybe even a wet snowflake in areas to the south and west of Champaign Saturday morning. Maybe a little rain here in the afternoon, up to 47. Partly sunny, 48 on Sunday. Mid and upper 40s Monday through Friday next week, with overnight readings comfortable as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm your host, Greg Solgay.
Ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, boys and girls, moms and dads, boys and girls, it's Thursday. John Decker, John Decker, John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press room.
John Decker, John Decker.
Yes, children and combines now singing his theme. Ladies and gentlemen, near the White House this morning is Great Television's national correspondent, White House correspondent, John Decker. How are you, friend?
Hey, I'm doing great, Stevie. Hope you're doing well, having a nice week as well.
Yeah, enjoy your pictures. We're on page 1207 now of your book. It's just going to be really...
Right.
You have one with Caroline, your wife, with Joe and Jill Biden.
Yes.
But I said, wow, that's the president. Wow. It's his 28th time, so whatever.
Right.
So whatever.
Not a big deal.
What the heck? Do you have pictures with the president? I mean, how many different presidents are you pictured with?
So going back to Bill Clinton. That's pretty remarkable. Always a thrill to meet with the president, to be there for their Christmas party, their holiday party, and I love it. It's always a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun this year as well.
Okay.
Is that your holiday card then? Do you send that out to all your friends and newsy buddies?
No. We don't do that.
Hold on.
My wife actually, she frames those photos. She keeps it in her office, but I don't do that.
Yeah,
but
I'm just trying to...
it's still a thrill.
I got 1207 as the page that goes on, so we got to keep track of this, because it's going to be encyclopedia variety of experiences. Okay, so Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, and I don't know. I don't know. Tell me, it feels like the White House is not cooperating with the impeachment things and documents and witnesses and things like that. Is that true?
No, they've submitted a significant amount of information that's been requested, business records, banking records. That's the reason why, the House Oversight Committee has made progress as it relates to their investigation, and that's the reason why they got enough votes. Every Republican voted to launch this House impeachment inquiry. But this launching, this formalization of this process, gives the House Oversight Committee, the other committees involved in this process, like the House Judiciary Committee, more power as it relates to seeking more documents that they wish to obtain, more subpoena power as well. And I think that this is not a good thing politically, obviously, for Joe Biden as he, in 2024, embarks on this quest to win another 4-year term in the White House.
If you just keep saying January 6th, MAGA, 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 does it really matter to the core supporters of the Democratic Party? I'd say no, and I'd say there's about 9 things ahead of this for me. I'm just sitting out here in the heartland, just upset with pretty much every incumbent, and just saying, you know what? Help my price of meat to come down. How about the gas prices? Right. How about the border? How about the crime, inflation? There's a lot of things that you could really be versus you got me and Clinton, now I'm going to get you, and it just never ends.
Yeah, this effort, it's normalizing this process, which it should not be normal to impeach a president. And, look, we're going to have, we've had 2 impeachments of Donald Trump, potentially an effort to impeach Joe Biden. This should not be normal. Think about how much time elapsed between the 1800s, the impeachment of Andrew Johnson, and the impeachment of Bill Clinton in the late 90s, and now we have them every few years. That's not a good thing, I think, for our country. I think, to your point, Stevie, you need to focus on the issues that matter most. Every poll indicates it's the economy, it's jobs, it's border security at our southern border. Those are the things that really count for a lot with most voters.
And I know that the ongoing Donald Trump, he's going to spend more time in the courtrooms, it appears, this year. But I don't think any of that's, he has a support there that I just think's not going away in the Republican Party, certainly. So I'm not sure the point of that, even if he's convicted a few times, I just don't think, I think people see it for what they believe it is, and that's, retribution against your political appointment, which is a horrible thing because you don't want your government ever doing stuff like that. Either side. I mean, that's horrible to be even thinking that that's happening. And yet it continues on. So you got a year that is unprecedented coming up in 2024, John.
Yeah, it's going to be an unprecedented year, and we say that every election cycle, but I think that this one in particular deserves that description because we have this race for the White House, which happens every 4 years, but then you also have these a criminal trial, I think just one, that will potentially happen involving former President Donald Trump. You have this House impeachment inquiry going on. You have 2 wars going on. I mean, wow, we've got so much going on as we enter into the new year.
What do you think the rest of the world, particularly China, Iran, North Korea, what do they think of us right now?
I don't know. I think that, if you're Vladimir Putin, you look at what's happening in our country and you're pleased that there's such division that exists in our country, division that exists among the electorate. We're such a divided country in that respect. And, when you have individuals out there that are very prominent, that are running for president and suggesting things that are so conspiratorial and that those conspiracies being believed by, I don't know what the percentage is, but as a percentage of the government, that's a good thing for our adversaries. That's a good thing for our enemies out there like China and Russia.
Well, it's certainly, we're just in waters I've never, in my lifetime, never felt or been in, knowing that, Joe Biden here, we're questioning, cognitively, can he run another? I'm being told that he's going to be the seat holder and certainly not serve 4 more years if he's elected. Do you get that feeling, too, from Washington?
I don't get that feeling. I think that he believes that he can do the job, of president and can do it for 4 years if he's reelected. I don't see him, just stepping away after getting elected and passing the keys off to Kamala Harris as vice president. I think he wants to serve. He wants to serve in the manner that he served over the course of the past 2.5+ years.
Do you think there's
the problem?
Go ahead.
I was going to say the problem is like there are certain things that are problematic when the American public sees this president. Think about just what happened the other day. He had a joint press conference with Ukrainian President Zelensky. 2 questions being asked by the White House press corps. And I'm in the room, I sent you pictures. I'm in the room a few feet away from the president, and he appears to be reading his answers to questions that are posed by the White House press corps.
Well, how does he know the questions are going to be?
I don't know. That's another problem.
He knows them. They're going to NBC and they're saying, "What are you asking?" Right?
Well, in this particular case, it was 2 wire services, one from Reuters, one reporter chosen from Reuters, the other one from the French news agency AFP, and he seemed to have an understanding about what the questions were going to be and had these canned answers at the ready. So that's not a good look. It's not a good look for the reporters. It's not a good look for the president either. That's one of the reasons why we want press conferences, is to see the president being able to handle any question that's posed his way. We may not like the answers, but at least being able to handle the questions to give answers to our questions.
Do you think that the press corps would react the same way if it were a Republican doing that?
If it was a Republican who was reading the answers, absolutely.
Yeah. You don't think?
I mean, I can tell you it bothers me, regardless of the party.
Well, I think everybody in the room's murmuring. They know, right? I mean, their job is to get something from the president that they're supposed to ask or they thought of asking, and they're just not getting the opportunity. And it's just all so choreographed, and we all know it, and you guys know it, so it has to be frustrating.
Well, it is frustrating. It's frustrating to me, and I don't know what went on as it relates to interactions between the White House press office and those reporters, to the extent that the president seemed very well prepared for those particular questions that were posed of him. That being said, I feel like the White House overly protects and in some cases needlessly protects President Biden. He can answer questions. I've seen it a million times, it being a few feet away from him. And for whatever reason, they feel more comfortable writing out answers for him to deliver to questions that may be posed by the White House press corps. And they don't make their boss look good when they do that.
Yeah, well, again, I don't see anything changing there, but I wonder if they continue to turn the pressure up on Hunter Biden and all of this, is there any way that some of the insiders of the Democratic Party are saying we got to get another guy? And if they say, well, Joe, it's over, we'll do a plea bargain with Hunter and all these other things that are wisping around in the air that probably aren't true, would he step down? And then what happens to Kamala Harris? Because she probably wants it next, and Gavin Newsom, we know, wants it. So,
oh, yeah. There are a few people. There are quite a few people.
Well, Kamala's not going away quietly in the night, is she?
No. So let's go down that road. I don't think it's going to happen. The only person that can decide they're not running again for president is Joe Biden himself. It's not going to be. There's no leaders, quote unquote, of the Democratic Party. It's the leader. The leader himself decides whether he's going to run for re-election, and Joe Biden is all in terms of running for re-election. So it's only Joe Biden himself that says, I'm going to pass the baton to someone else, or I'm going to leave the race wide open for someone else to succeed me. I don't see that happening. I put it about a 20% chance of that happening. And the reason I put it at 20%, it's because of his son, Hunter. If Joe Biden says, you know what, I'm just going to do the fatherly thing, I'm going to pardon my son. But if he pardons his son, then he can't run for re-election, obviously. And so that's the impetus. Pardon the son and step away and let Democrats battle it out in terms of who succeeds them, because it's not like you can just say, here, Kamala, go. It's going to be a competitive race. Again, going down that road, I don't think that's going to happen. It's going to be a competitive race in terms of who succeeds President Biden.
I wonder when it's too late to even do this, right? At some point.
Yeah, that's the other thing. When is it too late?
Yeah.
We have We have the whole primary process beginning January the 15th. That's when the Iowa caucus takes place. It'd be just highly unusual to select a nominee just at the convention without any states and voters being involved in the process to choose the nominee. So I agree with you. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen quickly. It's the kind of thing where I've given thought to this. It would happen where, the Bidens go away for the holidays, they go away for New Year's, and maybe there's a discussion that happens during this period of time. But that's the only, possibility of that happening. I just don't see that happening, Stevie. I think that what we are looking at is a rematch in 2024 of what happened in 2020, Trump versus Biden.
Wouldn't that be something, though? I don't know if it'll ever happen again in our lifetime or ever, frankly, where we would actually go to the polls and vote for somebody we love versus vote against somebody we hate.
Yeah, someday.
I don't know,
Someday.
because I think opposition research and social media, even if it's not true, it's out there. And I don't know if anybody's ever going to be, he's really good. Even the people that wouldn't like him would say, he's a pretty good guy, pretty good woman, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think that happened to a large extent. Tell me if you disagree with Barack Obama. There was an excitement regarding his candidacy. There were individuals who may have given him a chance, and maybe they were registered Republican that said, let me give this historic figure a chance, maybe that's the last time that we have seen that. I don't think that happened necessarily with Donald Trump. I think it was like, who am I voting against? Am I voting against Trump or am I voting against Clinton? I'm not. You can't speak for everybody. Some people were like all in with Donald Trump. I love this guy.
I think you're right about Barack Obama in 2008. I was praying for a moderate, and we just didn't get that. And I think there's so many things that he was just too much Reverend Right in the soul of his body, according to what I saw. And I wanted somebody to love America. I wanted somebody. When Michelle Obama on that campaign trail said the first time she's ever been proud of this country is when her husband ran. Really? There's a lot of great things that have happened. There's a lot.
Yeah.
And progress has been made. I mean, I'm not on their page. However, there was tremendous excitement at the inauguration for him. There's no doubt.
Well, there was. I was there in Denver, Colorado, that outdoor convention speech. I mean, filling a stadium where the Denver Broncos play. Wow, that was pretty remarkable. But, that to me was a race where there was just such an inevitability to it.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who John McCain chose as his running mate. But you can't blame Sarah Palin for his loss. He could have chosen, Jesus Christ. He still would have lost. That's the kind of election that it was, and the kind of excitement that was building for the historic figure in Barack Obama back in 2008.
Yeah, but it never should be about first African American. I thought we came here to do content of character, not color of skin. I don't care what anybody is. I really don't. I don't care.
Right.
It's just I don't vote for somebody because it'll be the first of something. I wouldn't vote for a woman because I think I'd vote for a woman because she'd be the best. Right. That's what we ought. That's idyllic, I know, but
that's right. I mean, but there were some voters that was one of the reasons why they voted for Barack Obama.
I know.
Not everybody. Some disliked his policies. Some, I can't get inside of everybody's head. Some disliked Sarah Palin or whatever. But, that was one of those races where nothing that John McCain could have done could have changed the trajectory of that race. You mentioned Reverend Wright. That would have killed most candidates, that whole mess with Reverend Wright and Michelle Obama's comments. But I just think he just was inevitable in 2008, and we'll see what happens. 2024 is going to be a fascinating year. So many things we don't know are going to happen as it relates to the political environment.
John Decker, Great Television's White House correspondent. We always appreciate it. We get to talk to you next Thursday, and then we're going to be off for a week. So can't wait. Always a pleasure to get your thoughts on what's happening in our world in Washington. So,
thanks a lot, Stevie. Always love being on your show. Great talking with you and Diane, and we'll talk next week, and then you and I will get a little time off. And again, congratulations to you. I know it's a little bit, you're moving beyond the wedding, but congratulations.
Hey, thank you.
To your daughter.
Oh,
wow, that's just so awesome, and the pictures looked amazing as well.
Thank you, John Decker. We appreciate you, my friend. Talk soon.
Thank you. Bye, Stevie.
Weather this morning, ESPN 93.5 with meteorologist Greg Solian.
And brought to you by Hula Hands. And boy, they've got their Live in the Lounge on Thursday evenings between 6 and 8. If you'd like to check out the Jaybirds, they're performing tonight. Hula Hands at First and St. Mary.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana this Saturday, and still another couple of days worth of quiet and mild December weather across the area. Matter of fact, that trend will continue well into next week as well, despite some slight cooling the middle and late portions of next week. Next weather system again passing well to the south of Champaign County, but a little moisture anticipated for the day on Saturday. Sunshine around 50 for the day today, and a southwest to south breeze on the light side tonight. Mostly clear, comfortable for a December night. Lows bottom out near 30. Tomorrow partly cloudy, continued mild for the time of year, with high temperatures running some 15 degrees above average, up to around 52 tomorrow on a bit of a southeast to south wind. Increasing clouds in the 30s tomorrow night, and there may be perhaps a stray shower at some point Saturday morning. A little rain in the afternoon, but still up to 47 on a light southeast wind. Partly sunny, mild 48 on Sunday, 46 on Monday. High temperatures into the middle and upper 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Dry weather too. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. Well, on Thursday, we call it Did You Know? My son Nathaniel in Chicago, I call him Nathaniel's son. And he is with us now from the Windy City. How are you this morning?
I'm well, Dad. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. We love your segment. It's always enlightening. Did you know? And so, what do you know today?
Well, this morning, we're in the season of Advent, right? We're all excited for and expecting Christmas. And this morning, we get the chance to discuss a movie that likely a lot of us have seen around this time of year. Maybe you've already seen it this year, or it's been a few years. It's a wonderful movie, and it is A Wonderful Life.
Yeah, I love it. Jimmy Stewart.
Yes, aside from the actual story of the film, did you know that, as you mentioned, the lead actor, Jimmy Stewart, was actually a decorated war hero in the Second World War. Now, Jimmy Stewart was actually a successful actor before the war, and he was the first big-name celebrity to enlist in the war. He joined the Air Force when he enlisted, and to keep him out of danger, his commanders assigned him to produce recruiting films and attend rallies, really to utilize his stardom into recruiting more pilots. But Stewart wasn't satisfied, and in the end, and by 1944, he asked to be transferred to a unit that got deployed to Great Britain, where he spent the next 18 months flying B-24 bombers over Germany.
Wow.
He assigned himself to nearly every combat mission he could, and by the end of the war was one of the most respected and decorated pilots in his unit. However, his success came at a price, and in the final months of the war, Jimmy Stewart was actually grounded for PTSD.
Oh, really?
And when he returned to Hollywood in 1945, he lost a dangerous amount of weight. He barely slept, frequently experienced nightmares, mimicking explosions and crashes that he witnessed during the war, and he didn't talk to anyone about his experiences. But in 1946, he landed a big role, and that of George Bailey, the suicidal father in It's a Wonderful Life. And during the creation of the movie, the filmmakers realized that during many of the disturbing scenes of Bailey unraveling in front of his family, Jimmy Stewart wasn't acting, but rather his PTSD was being captured on camera and preserved in one of the most well-known movies over the past 80 years. So as we celebrate Christmas and the New Year's, it's fitting to also remember the many sacrifices that our armed men and women have made to allow us to celebrate these holidays in the country that we live in.
Wow, did not know that about Jimmy Stewart. PTSD.
Well, and I feel like in the movie, his brother was the one who went off to war or something, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yes, I believe that's correct. I haven't seen it yet this year.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. But when he just when they lost the money and his uncle misplaced all that cash and Potter and all that stuff. He just, there's a scene there, he's just frantic, and I could see that as incredible acting, or just, as they said, capturing something on TV. And I didn't realize on the movie, I didn't realize that he had gone through, I didn't know he really wanted to do more and flying the B-52 bombers. I mean, you saw a lot, and your life was in danger every flight, all those things flying over Germany. But no, that's quite a story. Well, he was a wonderful man. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Yeah. By all accounts, they take tour buses by his house, and he and Gloria would be walking the golden retrievers, and it just was nothing for him to go walk his dog. And I interviewed him in 1985, and I wrote a letter, and he got it, and he sent it to his agent, who set it up. And I interviewed Jimmy Stewart, and he just is a kind, wonderful gentleman, just like he comes off in the movies.
Yeah.
He just was a real guy that didn't seem to have much pretentiousness, which is a trait I love about people that are famous, is that they don't really think they're any better than anybody else. And I think Jimmy was that way. But that's a great insight, and didn't know that. Great stuff, Nathaniel Son.
Yes, it's a great story, and it's very fitting for the season we're in.
It really is. You wonder if any Hollywood stars to do something so magnanimous to say, I'm enlisting, I'm leading the way, and I don't want to just be a celebrity. I want to serve our country in another manner. Nathaniel Son, very well done. We appreciate that today.
Yeah, good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Seriously, always a pleasure. Nathaniel Son from Chicago. Did you know? Didn't know that.
Some insight in case you watch It's a Wonderful Life from 1946.
When you see the scenes where he's, desperate.
Contemplating suicide.
Wondering if wow.
And the angel, is it George, I think?
George
and
gets his wings when you hear a bell rings. No, has anybody not seen It's a Wonderful Life? That's interesting. Text me.
Right.
217-359-2255. And if you've not seen It's a Wonder, I can't imagine, but I guess if you've not seen the 1946 movie It's a Wonderful Life, I'd be very curious. It's everywhere this time.
Right.
217-359-2255. We're going to break for the news. We'll come back, another hour to go. Glad you're listening on December 14. The weather's been incredible. It looks good all the way through Christmas Eve at this point.
It does.
7:58.
Are you one of those guys out there tinting windows day in and day out, all different shades of black, and ready to put a little color in your life? Come work for us. At Aftershock, we're looking for a guy with experience in wrapping, whether it be window tinting, vinyl wrapping, anything of that sort, or somebody with just ambition that wants to show up to work and be proud of what they do. You know those wraps with Troy Lands on the back waving at you? That's our work. Call us, 833-DECAL-IT, or email office@aftershockdd.com. We want you.
Always a pleasure to talk about Donnie up in Long Branch Steakhouse there in beautiful downtown Gifford. Well, you know what, friends? It's never too early to make your Christmas party reservations at the Long Branch Steakhouse in Gifford. They are taking party reservations for December. Dates are filling up quickly. Don't be left out this year. If you want a fabulous night at the Long Branch for your office party, get it done now. Connect with the Long Branch Steakhouse and book your Christmas party. Long Branch Steakhouse, beautiful downtown Gifford.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. This is WSJK, Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana. It's 8 o'clock.
Republicans say they have more power now to investigate President Biden. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
I think this is the biggest public corruption scandal in my adult lifetime.
House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer, the morning after the House voted to start a formal impeachment inquiry. He also just told Fox Business the media is trying to cover it up, citing a Washington Post headline today.
The Republicans still have no evidence of wrongdoing by Joe Biden. I mean, we have checks going to Joe Biden. We have checks from Hunter Biden's shell company going to Joe Biden. We have checks from Jim Biden going to Joe Biden that we traced the money through the influence peddling scheme.
Now, all House Democrats voted against this impeachment inquiry. Jamie Raskin says
President Biden has done nothing wrong.
Now, Hunter Biden, who could face contempt of Congress charges for skipping a deposition, refusing to answer questions, insists his father had no role in his overseas business dealings. Now, President Biden's urging Congress to pass a military aid package for Israel and Ukraine before lawmakers leave at the end of the week for a holiday break. But Senator John Kennedy just told Fox,
we're not going to get a deal done until the president agrees that we've got to secure the border. And that's where we are.
Republicans demand stricter border policies to stop a record surge of illegal immigration. Israel keeps attacking Hamas in Gaza as calls grow worldwide for another ceasefire.
Bereaved Palestinians comfort each other outside Gaza's Al-Aqsa hospital. Over 18,000 people are said by the Hamas-run health ministry to have died. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan meets Prime Minister Netanyahu today. He'll likely ask the Israelis to do more to protect civilians.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Russia's leader vowed again today to keep up his war in Ukraine until, as Vladimir Putin put it, Ukraine's denazified and demilitarized. Putin also said he's still trying to negotiate the release of 2 American prisoners the U.S. calls wrongfully detained as accused spies, Paul Whelan and Evan Gershkovich. America's listening to Fox News.
With the holidays upon us, the increase in traveling, shopping, and connecting online also heightens the need to protect your identity and finances with LifeLock. Identity thieves see this time of year as an opportunity to drain your accounts, open new loans in your name, and damage your financial future. LifeLock detects and alerts you to the threats you might miss on your own. Don't let the busy holiday season catch you off guard. Save up to 25% off your first year with promo code CLAY. LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY.
Hey, you're up next. My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight. Here, try these. Vicks VapoCool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks VapoCool Drops has maximum strength menthol with a rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Please welcome to the stage.
Vaporize sore throat pain fast with Vicks VapoCool Drops.
We mentioned the 2 U.S. prisoners in Russia. Now the story of an American Navy officer who's been behind bars in Japan. Lieutenant Ridge Alconis is being released. His family says Alconis has been transferred to U.S. custody after he spent 507 days in prison after pleading guilty to negligent driving in a car crash that injured 2 people who later died. Alconis claims he lost consciousness because of altitude sickness on a trip to Mount Fuji. Japanese prosecutors claim he fell asleep at the wheel. We could get yet another big court ruling on abortion today in yet another state, Wyoming.
The ruling could strike down, affirm, or result in a trial over Wyoming's abortion bans, including its first-in-the-nation ban on the use of medication to end pregnancy. No matter the decision, an appeal to the state Supreme Court is expected. One of the laws bans abortion, except to protect a pregnant person's life or in cases involving rape and incest. 3 times in the past year and a half, the judge in the case has blocked the laws from taking effect while they were disputed in court. The lawsuits were brought by women and nonprofits who said the bans violated a 2012 state constitutional amendment, which was approved by Wyoming voters. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
There's good news on a potential skin cancer treatment, a vaccine. Moderna says data from clinical trials still underway show when paired with the drug from Merck, it cuts the chance of recurrence of melanoma or death in half after 3 years. Dozens of pharmaceutical companies being ordered to pay rebates to Medicare.
In the last quarter of this year, the prices of 48 Medicare Part B drugs went up faster than the rate of inflation, the Biden administration says. A provision in the Inflation Reduction Act requires drug makers to pay rebates to Medicare if those prices rise quicker than the inflation rate.
That's Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the day after the Dow hit a record high. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Recording of the October video call of NAACP County President shows Illinois President Teresa Haley calling migrants being busted in the Chicago rapists and savages. The video released by Patrick Watson, who resigned as DuPage County NAACP President after releasing the video. Researchers at the University of Illinois working on the future, and that future includes robots. They developed a new material designed to change behaviors depending on temperature. It allows the next generation of autonomous robots to perform specific tasks through their interactions with the environment, such as switching on LED lights. While families may be enjoying their festively decorated trees now, Champaign announcing plans in the new year how to dispose of them. Champaign City announcing the collection date for the tree collection Monday, January 8. All residential properties within city limits eligible to participate for the free program. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim Miller. ESPN 93.5. We jump to our morning weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier has joined us once again. And, man, I'm telling you, again, every day is a step closer to spring. And I'm telling you, Solier, this weather is just, I know the other hoof, or what do you say, boot might drop, but
the other boot and or hoof will likely drop.
Yeah, we know that, but it's going to be shorter than it would be if it started in October. So there's that.
Yeah. I agree. We actually did have our, a few snowflakes around here as early as last October. But once again, that just does not correlate, and doesn't mean just because you have an early flake or two of snow, that's the way the whole winter goes around here. Another example that puts that kind of a meteorological myth to rest. In any event, drought monitors in, and a little dry around the edges. We do track this stuff even in wintertime, especially before the ground's firm on up and snow gets on top of it. There's none of the above around here with soft soils, no frost or freeze of the ground, and some creep on now severe drought at the I-70 on southward, and normally dry just to the east and south of us, and of course the ongoing drought areas in through Iowa, the southwestern states, although parts of New Mexico, Colorado, and the High Plains areas, big livestock areas down there, seeing some snow and rain currently. That is the vanguard and what's going to be an impressive weather maker with beneficial rains in Johnny's worst drought areas of Louisiana. Maybe some severe weather taking aim at Georgia and Florida, and that system will wind up the eastern seaboard along the Gulf Stream, the Outer Banks, and there's another run of another winter storm on the maps and charts for New England and the Northeast at some point early next week. So that's the corridor of active weather. Nothing much going around here, although the pendulum begins to swing subtly so as we approach the holiday season around here, as I'm building cold to the north and west, and still pretty mild around these parts as we approach the Christmas holiday. That appears to be a rain system. Out the door this morning, 26 over at Williams Savoy and Rantoul, actually closer to 30 in some spots right now. Later on today, we'll top out, get this, to 50 degrees with sunshine. Light south-southwest wind near 30 tonight, partly cloudy, 51 tomorrow. Maybe a snowflake to the north and west Saturday morning. A little rain here in the afternoon, the high near 47. And then it's 40s by day, upper 20s and low 30s at night. A quiet weather picture for Sunday through Thursday of next week. For Steve Jay Broadcasting, meteorologist Greg Solier.
And now, a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever, with award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Smoke in Tim's Grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. Smoke in Tim's Grill. And now award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. And we got a treat. He's in the studio today.
Yes.
I got the camera 3 on him.
Good to see you smiling when you hear your created theme song from the Deep Purple Classic.
Watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, you can see Tim. GQ just called. They just saw you. So
Absolutely.
They want you doing the cover there.
Looking
How are
like
you,
a
man?
stud.
I'm good. How are you guys?
He's nice voice, too. Mm-hmm. We got a 2 a.m. shift available if you want to come in early.
That's my sleep time.
All right, so we've talked a lot about your competition and some of the stuff you're doing out and around, and we've been talking about smoking a turkey and things like that, which worked out pretty well for our family.
Yeah,
we liked it, and you did 4 of them because
was
left-handed. It was easy for you.
Well, that's what would fit in that smoker.
So everybody was smiling over the Thanksgiving holiday.
Yeah, they enjoyed it.
Did you think it was good? Because you're your worst critic. I mean, you're tough on yourself on some of this.
It was average.
Okay, which means 10 stars for Stevie J.
Absolutely.
All right, Tim, so there's something called cold smoke. And yes. I've never even heard of such a thing. What is cold smoke?
Well, Greg Solier has given us some great weather for cold smoking. Basically, it's smoking without heat, We've talked about smoke being an ingredient and a flavor for the meat or for anything. And that's a way to add the flavor without cooking and adding the heat. So you can do things like cheese, nuts, fruits, and you're not cooking them.
So I put them on my gas grill without the gas grill on.
Yes.
And I put it in there, and I have my little thing you just gave me. What is that?
Well, that is a
Would I use
smoke
that?
tube. A smoke tube.
Put pellets in a smoke tube.
Fill it up with pellets or chips. You'll soak. If you use chips, you'll want to soak them in water first. Any enclosed space, you can use your gas grill. You can use a Weber. Basically, you just want to smolder and get that smoke flavor into it. That's very important. Cheese.
You do that with like Swiss cheese or something?
Yeah, cheese is great. You can add any kind of smoke you want. Cheese is good, but you'll want to wear gloves because smoke is antibacterial, but bacteria from your hands will get on the cheese and it'll be a petri dish.
Oh my!
But yeah, you can smoke it for 4 to 6 hours. Keep one piece of cheese to taste and see how you're doing.
Isn't that something? I didn't know you do that. So that's again my little tube there. What's it called?
It's a smoke tube.
And you get pellets of the smoke tube. You get it lit, and you let it smolder on your cheese in the grill. It's cold. The grill isn't on.
Right.
Otherwise it'd melt. And let her go.
Yeah,
for
you'd
4.
have a mess.
Yeah, you would have a mess on that grill. All right, so that's okay. And what about meat? So then I would do that with the meat and then cook the meat?
If you want to do like your own fresh smoked bacon, you can do that. When you buy hickory smoked bacon, basically that's liquid smoke they've added to the juice that they're preserving the bacon with. It's not good. But if you do it yourself, you can smoke up some good bacon. And with like cheese, one of the keys to get it right is don't eat it right away. You'll want to keep it in your refrigerator for a couple of weeks, even a couple of months.
Oh, wow.
And that flavor will
age
get
or
down
something.
in the flavor will work its way down into the cheese.
Well, you got to taste it, so I'll know a little bit about how smoked it is.
Yes.
And so that's fun, and it sounds like I could handle this because all I got to do is, can you put too much smoke in there?
Of course.
Yeah.
But you just check it every hour or two.
Does your grill always smell like that after you do that?
It smells like
smells
soot
good.
anyway. Yeah.
It smells good.
It works.
Would I put steaks in there and cold smoke it and then cook it, or would you not do it that way?
You can. You can do anything. Walnuts or pecans, you can smoke those and let them sit and get a different
cold
flavor.
smoke. Never heard about that
smoke,
ever in my life.
And when it comes to the type of cheese that you're using, what's that, and where do you get that?
Well, good cheese,
just a good block cheese.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheddar. I like pepper jack.
Ooh,
with a
smoked
little smoke
pepper
on it.
jack. Ooh, I'll pop to that.
Nice.
Oh, so I can go to Costco and buy myself a block.
Yeah, I cut it about 1/4 inch, a little less than 1/4 inch thick slices.
So you slice them up. Would you put them on foil or something?
Use a rack, like a 1/2 inch mesh wire rack. That gets the smoke all around it.
Yeah. And so I would do that. You said 4 to 6 hours. Wear gloves. Put them in the fridge for a month and enjoy.
Yes. Yep. It's not an immediate reward. But,
yeah, I got it.
The
but
longer it sits, the better it gets.
I think I might try that because I think it's in my possibility of.
You know, people do a fabulous spread for, say, the Super Bowl. It's coming up in early February. So if this is a gift-giving thing that you're learning about with Tim Onstadt, it could be something that you're starting to explore at the beginning of the month of January, and then you got it in the zone to do that for the Super Bowl.
That's an excellent idea, Diane. Now would be the time to do it. The weather is perfect. You'll want to have it between 40 and 60 degree ambient temperature before you start. That way your food doesn't get spoiled and runny on you. And, it just is a great time to do it.
Good tip. All right, Tim Onstad, also in charge of Gail Frericks Trucking.
Right.
How
What
we
a
doing
team over there.
What's happening?
Yeah, the girls in the office are doing great. Donna's got the office running real good. We have our big celebration coming up Saturday for our drivers. Give away some good prizes and cash and reward them for the great job that they've done through the year.
Because it's been a good, safe year in 2023.
23 has been a safe year, and we're looking forward to hammering it out in 24.
Okay, you're looking for anybody?
I've got 2 open positions for regional drivers or flatbed drivers. with vans or flats, and get those 2 spots filled up with some good, reliable, safe drivers, and we'll be all set.
So your regional means I'm running up to Michigan or Missouri or something like that?
Basically the eastern half of the country.
Eastern half, okay.
Okay.
Might be running out to North Carolina, come back.
Yep, and we're home every weekend, so
I'm just wondering,
good family time.
Remember, I offered my services, but I would only take it to the off ramp.
Right.
And then could you get another guy to take it from there?
The corners can be a little tight.
No, I don't want to turn.
Right.
I can drive her
Just
on the
a
road.
straight on.
Can you come out and get it, Tim? I could call Tim and say, listen, I'm on the ramp on 50 whatever, and I need help.
Well, that's a first mile guy. We need the last mile guy.
There we go. I'm probably not a last mile guy. I'm a first mile guy. How about dedicated diesel? You still got any of those Dixie choppers which are going to really help a guy mow a lawn?
Yes, there's still some great deals on some of the new models that haven't sold. We're getting the 24s in soon, so we'll need to get those out of the way. Andy does a great job with that. We sold an Eagle HP, I believe, last week. Gail was kind of a little mad at me because he had his eye on that. He was going to buy it. And I told him that I'll get him another one.
Here you go, Gail Frericks.
And talk about covering some property in a quick amount of time. If you're into this type of business, get these great deals right now.
Oh, yeah, the commercial side of it. I don't think a commercial guy could have a better, faster mower to maximize his time.
Well, it's like, you got to have somebody fix it. You service all this.
Yes, Andy and Jeremy at the shop, they do the repairs. They have a direct pipeline to parts. And even if that's me going to the factory and getting the parts and bringing them to them, then we'll do that.
And this is between Urbana and Thomasboro?
Route 45, you're going north, you turn left on Triumph.
Triumph Drive,
Yeah.
just north of Frasca Field.
Okay.
Yeah, no, these are amazing machines. And if you have a lawn mowing business, I think you can make a lot of money doing it. However, you got to have a guy. Because if something does happen, you need a guy. You can't do that business without a person helping you.
Exactly.
And so you've got that service, which is rare these days.
Yes.
And so you got fastest mowers. Plus, I'm going to blow through the yard to get to my other stop. So
fastest mower and a good pit crew to take care of them.
there you go. That's
Dixie
exactly
chopper.
right. Pit
Okay.
crew. He got the term right.
Nice.
Pit crew.
I love it.
Tim Onstadt, you the man. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for driving to Philo, Illinois. What do you think of our Christmas tree?
The Christmas tree is beautiful,
Yeah.
and it's right outside your door.
I know it. It's awesome.
So, and if we triggered something in somebody's head about one of these services or being a trucker or getting a new lawnmower, what's the website they can visit to find out more?
Well, they can email me at timo@gftlog.com, and I can get them all of the information.
Awesome.
You're the man. Always a pleasure.
It's great to see you guys.
Hey, thank you
Merry
so much.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas to
Merry
you.
Christmas to you.
Tim Onstadt, Gail Frericks Trucking, and dedicated diesel into his cold smoking. I might try that cheese. I think that would be absolutely awesome.
Absolutely.
With the holidays upon us, easy to forego financial plans, but now's the time to organize and plan for the coming year. Here are a few issues to consider from the experienced professionals at Busey Wealth Management. Maximize tax deductions. Yes, we are into that thought process now. Maximize tax deductions across the board. Plan your tax strategy for the coming year. Charitable contributions, you can benefit your overall financial plan. College planning, you have a range of opportunities. The 529 plans, Busey can explain that to you. Retirement planning, evaluate when you'll be able to retire. Work with your financial advisor to align your spending, saving, and investment strategy. And effective estate planning can help preserve your assets. Start your year-end planning today with the experienced professionals at Busey Wealth Management to get and stay financially fit through next year and beyond. You can call them at 800-67-BUSEY. You can go to busey.com. And remember, they've been around since 1868. Investment products and services not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. You got to check your Fox business coming up.
Crossroads Contractor Supply specializes in the delivery of tools and supplies within a 150-mile radius of Champaign-Urbana. Reliable, timely, and with reasonable prices, Crossroads Contractor Supply knows what equipment and tools are needed for your job. Get the job done right with proper tools and equipment. Did something break? Construction materials, tools, as well as safety equipment, all available at Crossroads Contractor Supply. Visit crossroadscontractorsupplyil.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Americans continued to spend money at the start of the holiday season. Retail sales rose 0.3%. Economists were expecting a decline. Excluding autos, the increase was 0.2%. The report suggests the holiday shopping season got off to a good start. Also, the job market appears to be holding up. The number of new claims for unemployment benefits declined by 19,000 last week to 202,000. The Bank of England today left its key interest rate unchanged, but says rates will stay high for an extended period to fight inflation there. Goldman Sachs economists now see the Fed cutting interest rates in March, May, and June of next year. The Fed left interest rates unchanged yesterday and suggested cuts are coming next year. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Get all of your favorite Fox News podcasts commercial-free on Apple Podcasts with Fox News Podcasts Plus. From Dana Perino, Kennedy, Ben Domenech, The Duffys, and many more. Subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com. The Fox News Rundown, a contrast of perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. Your daily dose of news twice a day, featuring insight from top newsmakers, reporters, and Fox News contributors. Listen and subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
Don't miss your chance to cheer on Fighting Illini basketball this season.
Deafening in here, 15,000, another sellout.
We need all of Illini Nation to help us defend State Farm Center.
And Illinois overcomes their largest deficit of the season.
Great seat locations are still available for you to see Illinois basketball live this season.
The Illini win it!
Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
Check off your shopping list with Cardinals Baseball. 5 and 10 game packs are on sale now and feature 2024's highest demand games and promotional giveaways. Choose from the opening day pack, bobblehead pack, Cubs pack, and more. New for 2024, check out the 10 game for the Lou pack, which includes lots of new STL themed promos. Give the gift that lasts all season, all baseball season. Cardinals ticket packs start at just $55 and are on sale now at cardinals.com/holiday.
Stevie Jay here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
217 texter Stevie, never heard of cold smoking.
Right.
I must live in a nutshell. Well done.
Tim Onstadt sharing his griller smokerology. What do we call it? Barbecueology.
Yeah. Greg Soye termed that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm going to try and smoke some cheese. I just got to remember to get it out of the fridge in March. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's Jenna Phillips. How are you, Jenna?
Good. How are you guys?
Assistant Director of Development Marketing for Crisis Nursery. You help babies through age 6, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've got something coming up I need to know about. What are you doing?
Yeah, so this weekend is the first day of our holiday shop. We're in our 30th year this year, which is really exciting. But we'll be out at Orpheum Thursday through Saturday, just being there shopping with kiddos. So it'll be lots of fun.
So you said Thursday, which is today.
Yes.
And so 3 to 6, and explain the scene when someone brings their kiddos and $10 or less to donate, or of course they could do more.
Yeah. So people bring their kiddos in, and then they will shop with a volunteer so that whatever the kids pick out for their families and loved ones remain a secret. And our gifts go anywhere from $1 up to like $16, $18. So you can really bring as much as you're comfortable with spending, and that's the best part about having those volunteers is they help the kids stay in budget for how many people they're shopping for.
Some of these kids, it'll be the first time they ever feel what it's like to give, and and it's amazing how excited they are about it.
Yeah, that's what we always hear. The most exciting part for the kiddos is whenever they get to watch their parents and their friends open the gifts that they got for them.
That's right. That's awesome. And they can put their gifts in a simple sparkly bag off to the side with the volunteer that they're, having this experience with at the Orpheum today, tomorrow, and Saturday. And, it's, like you said, exciting for the person opening the gift, too, to not have a clue what the child picked out.
Yeah, exactly. So our volunteers help them from start to finish, and then that way the parents have no idea what's going to be in the bag.
Nice. So go through the hours and some of the characters and volunteers that are involved with the holiday shop with Crisis Nursery.
Yeah, absolutely. So today is from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., and we will have the cheerleaders from the university there. On Friday is time, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., and we will have Anna. And then on Saturday, we're there from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and we'll have Santa.
Okay. So everybody loves the Frozen characters, and I'm sure you have some lovely people and just usually stunning, the way the makeup and the costumes and everything. It's just so great. And, of course, Santa. Now, on Saturday, it's not all the way through. You do have reset times. It's like 3 2-hour shifts.
Yeah, there will be 2 individual hours where Santa's not there, and those hours are on our website as well.
Okay, got it. So crisisnursery.net is the website?
Yep.
So let's talk about your team, too, real quick, Jenna. Do you need any help? Do you need volunteer rockers when things happen and there's an emergency in the family and you're getting more kids?
Yeah, we always have our volunteer times listed on our website, so you can always check those out. There's always something listed up there, and we are always looking for volunteers, whether that's people that are helping on the floor with kiddos or people that are doing kind of back-of-house type of things if you're not comfortable with that but still want to help in some way. So definitely always looking for those things. And then one big help is giving from our wish list as well. So our holiday wish list is up online. We'll be taking those donations at the holiday shop too.
Awesome. We hope it goes really well and raise a lot of money for Crisis Nursery. Thanks for doing all this, Jenna Phillips. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
All right, take care. Crisisnursery.net for details. The holiday shop today and Friday from 3 to 6, and 3 different 2-hour shifts on Saturday with Santa Claus in town.
And this is all from the Tapman's Towing phone line. All our guests appear on the Tapman's Towing phone line. All right, it's ESPN 93.5. It is Thursday morning, December 14. A week from Monday is Christmas. Mm-hmm. And if you're not getting her done, you might want to. The weather has just been so wonderful.
Yeah.
And again, I've looked all the way up to Christmas Eve, and it's rain. A few issues with rain, if that's an issue, but not really around here. And again, remember last Christmas Eve? Oh my, we had 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Bitterly cold.
Oh yeah. So I think if you've got an outdoor Christmas or a live nativity, I mean, it for this time of year, it's a go.
That's right.
Flight, it's a go. All right, we'll break for the news, come back with our final segment of the day. Glad you're listening. Don't forget, Luke Goody, Illinois basketball player, will be on with Lon and Derek today at 3:30. Always a pleasure to catch up with the Illini forward, sharpshooter Luke Goody on the radio this afternoon at 3:30. 8:28.
At Busey Bank, we're proud to connect communities through financial outreach and economic opportunity. Building a stronger, more vibrant community, Busey offers tools and resources to individuals, families, and business owners to achieve financial success. Building strong financial futures, one family, one street, one city at a time. Busey Bank, member FDIC, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini.
Don't you just love the Christmas season? Me too. The preparation, making lists, shopping lists, grocery list, travel list, and checking them twice. The excitement in the children's eyes when they recite their never-ending Santa's wish list. And how it changes, depending upon which relative is listening. And my most delightful moments are the family get-togethers. We prepare the entire season for the celebration of the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Hear the stories, feel the excitement, and be a part of His family get-togethers. Attend church services of your choice. Listen to the messages Jesus will guide you. And for our friends and family in nursing homes and retirement villages, attend your weekly prayer services. Jesus welcomes you to his house, and he's been expecting you. Merry Christmas.
God is able to do more than we ask or imagine. At Empty Tomb, we're imagining a world where children under 5 do not die from treatable causes, and churches can do this in Jesus' name. To make this picture real, we need to connect with extraordinarily rich people who can help launch Empty Tomb's Mission Match nationwide. See missionmatch.org. If you know someone who can help, call us at 217-356-2262. $9.412 billion to launch Mission Match? That's not too much for God.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden says House Republicans aren't focusing on real issues by voting to open a formal impeachment inquiry over his family's finances. Kentucky Republican James Comer on Fox Business.
The House Oversight Committee will continue to investigate. We will continue to move forward. We have momentum now with this impeachment inquiry, and we're going to get the truth for the American people.
Every Republican voted for the inquiry, every Democrat against it. Harvard University President Claudine Gay attends a menorah lighting ceremony organized by a campus Jewish group.
In an Instagram post, the Harvard Shabbat announced Gay's presence, which was blasted in the comments section, with some responses calling her participation in the event performative and disgraceful. Gay's appearance came a day after Harvard University's highest governing body announced that she would not be fired following backlash from her testimony on Capitol Hill last week over the university's handling of anti-Semitism on campus.
Fox's Ted Lindner. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. The president of the Illinois NAACP facing calls to resign over disparaging comments she made about migrants. During an October Zoom meeting with NAACP leaders from around the state, Teresa Haley compared migrants to savages and accused them of rape. The governor called their remarks reprehensible. State and local officials celebrating the grand opening of M-Hub's new headquarters in Chicago. The governor and other leaders took part in a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Innovation Center. M-Hub is a hard-tech and manufacturing innovation center launched in 2017 to create an entrepreneurial ecosystem that promotes growth. While families may be enjoying their festively decorated trees right now, Champaign already announcing plans in the new year and how to dispose of them. The city of Champaign announcing the collection date for the tree collection, Monday, January 8th. All residential properties within city limits eligible to participate for that free program. And that's a look at what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hi, I'm Champaign County Clerk Aaron Ammons. Voting is a civic duty and responsibility that I work every day to protect and enhance as your county clerk. You have a choice to vote in person or by mail. The data shows that vote by mail is the most efficient way to vote. There are many reasons why, and here are a few. Instead of using your tax dollars for physical space and buying more election equipment, vote by mail allows us to reduce election costs. VBM increases overall voter turnout, and there's no need to schedule time off work or find transportation to cast your ballot. Just follow the step-by-step guidance we mail to you, fill out your ballot, and mail it back to our office. It's that easy. If you use one of the drop boxes located throughout the county, there's no charge for postage. Other states have universal VBM elections, and they see the savings and higher voter turnout we deserve. I strongly encourage you all to sign onto the permanent vote by mail list and vote from the comforts of your home. Go to ChampaignCountyClerkIL.gov and sign up now.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. Next weather system is expected to pass well to the south of Champaign County. Nonetheless, a little bit of rain expected during the course of Saturday afternoon and evening. And that mild weather pattern for December continues on around here through next week with the next weather system in sight towards the Christmas holiday. Sunshine for the day today. Temperatures unseasonably mild, up around 50 this afternoon. Light southwest to south wind. Clear sky tonight, down near 30 for the weekend. Partly cloudy, continued mild again for the day tomorrow, into the lower 50s on a south wind. Clouds increase tomorrow night in the 30s. For the day on Saturday, cloudy, a little bit of a spotty sprinkle, maybe even a wet snowflake in areas to the south and west of Champaign Saturday morning. Maybe a little rain here in the afternoon, up to 47. Partly sunny, 48 on Sunday. Mid and upper 40s Monday through Friday next week, with overnight readings comfortable as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, thank you very much, Greg. It is 8:35. So, just a memo in this holiday season. And any time of year, actually. You know how you try and get an 800 number for something?
Yeah. It's a great deal. You got to have it.
There's an 800 number for, if you say I'm going to try and get an 800 number for American Airlines.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all these other numbers that they pay to put up at the top, they pay Google, can come up. And it'll kind of look the same, but it won't be American Airlines kind of thing.
Oh.
So Grace and Jacob were coming back from Fiji. They're in Dallas right now on their way home. And she said, I forgot to tell the airline that I'm gluten-free. Can you do that? So I went to an 800 number, and I called it. And you always got to be, this is tip number one, you always get to be suspicious when there's no wait. And somebody answers the phone, and they're from India.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's very common. Philippines, India.
Right.
There are a lot of people doing phone banks in other parts of the world all 24 hours because their time, when we sleep, they're awake. So it's all going. So we get into I gave him my reservation numbers. He was able to find the flight. So I don't know how that works. Bottom line is, he said, well, there will be a cost for your gluten-free. I said, all right, that's fine. And I said, how much will that cost for a gluten-free breakfast on the plane, one meal? $526.
Oh, hey.
I said, excuse me? He says, $500. I said, For a breakfast on an airplane?
You sure it's not $5.26?
$500, because I asked him to say it again, and it's $526.
Okay.
And then he tried to do the old, I'm sorry, that was for two. It's only $260.
Oh.
Okay. So I said, thank you very much. Let me think about that.
Okay.
Because those people on that end, you don't know what kind of stuff they can do to your computer.
And and adding on.
Anyway, so I found the appropriate American Airlines, and they put it on for free because they do that.
Yes.
But holy cow, you got to be careful because you can call 800 number, presumably, but they intercept or they misrepresent, and it's sly, man.
I know, and you think this is all legit.
I got a little travel experience in my life, and I was aware following the $520. If they just said $42, I might have looked at
it.
$526.
Starting a little high there, dude.
Well, I've been through the prescription line at the Walgreens, and I got a tube. Somebody had a rash, and I got a tube that was 4-ounce tube, and they said that'll be $680.
Whoa!
I said, "Excuse me? Yeah, I'm sorry, we don't have the generic." $642 for a 4-ounce tube of cream.
Wow.
So I decided, let's see, cream or TV, which would I want to buy?
Right.
So I went ahead and passed on the cream. I don't know. It's just nutsy things out there, which you just got to figure out. And right now, I sense that people are kind of hanging in there, holding on a little bit. And I am excited to tell you about something that Dick Van Dyke has coming up. Now, this is crazy stuff. So, and we're going to be talking about it a lot as it approaches. This doesn't start till December 26th, but this will be Dick Van Dyke's biggest sale of the year. And sometimes when you have people move your items, sometimes they bump doorways. There is a pencil line dent in one of their $3,000 refrigerators that will be selling for $1,500. The thing's fine. It has a pencil line dent on one of the corners. Okay. Nobody will ever see that, ever. Anyway, they've got up to 80% off some of these models. I said 80. So a $2,000 item is $400. This is nuts. And so this is, if you are in need of something, but you're kind of holding on to the cash, might want to look at this one. Biggest sale of the year, Dick Van Dyke, December 26th to January 1. They close at 2 p.m. January 1. Jay Lehman's involved. So some major energy will be coming out of your internet because we're going to put that on social media, and you're going to hear it on all 4 of our stations a lot. because I understand what saving a few $100 means right now. And sometimes if you're limping along with a dishwasher, and I guess you can wash your own dishes, but it is nice to have a dishwasher. Certainly a refrigerator is pretty must-have. You got to have a good microwave. You got to do, these are things that help your life go super easy. And stove, criminy, if you don't have a good stove, then you got issues. So it's just a first heads up, first time I've mentioned this. Dick Van Dyke, December 26th. I won't have the prices. The people won't have the prices at the Champaign store till December 26th. So we're just getting word that there'll be a few items at 80% off. So you'll want to keep listening, because I don't believe you're going to hear this anywhere else. So stay with us, and I'll be giving you updates, because I think this is, dang.
Right.
At some point you're going, we've had that a long time, we're hanging out and call the repair guy again, all that stuff. And this is an opportunity to maybe upgrade on something you really, really need but haven't been able to do right now with Christmas and all the things going on. But this is one, too, you're going to want to go. And I'm working on hopefully a Steve or something for the thousands of people that will need to hear about this, because I'm just trying to save you some money, and they're going to have it that week. And again, it won't be any other time of the year it's going to be like this. FYI, check your sports headlines here coming up.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Don't miss your chance to cheer on Fighting Illini basketball this season.
Deafening in here, 15,000, another sellout.
We need all of Illini Nation to help us defend State Farm Center.
And Illinois overcomes their largest deficit of the season.
Great seat locations are still available for you to see Illinois basketball live this season. The Illini win it! Get your tickets today at fightingillini.com.
Hi, I'm Irvin Williams from Restoration Urban Ministries. One of the things that's happened to us a lot is that we try to put ourselves in the place of the people out there that we serve. And we get questions like this: Mommy, I'm hungry. Daddy, how come we can't live with Uncle Pete anymore? We got to move again, huh? Well, the truth is, love ain't love till you give it away. At Restoration, we've been doing the same things for 30 years, answering those questions for people because we try to help them in being able to look to a brighter looking future. You can donate by going to restorationurbanministries.org.
Illini fans, taste what's special about Jets Pizza by ordering any of their specialty pizzas for $5 off. That's right, save $5 on all specialty pizzas like the barbecue chicken pizza, chicken grilled to perfection, premium mozzarella cheese, bacon, red onion, and BBQ sauce. All piled onto Jets' amazing crust made from dough they make fresh every day. There's also their super special all-meaty chicken bacon ranch and more, all $5 off. Make your day special and order a Jets specialty pizza for $5 off.
All right, jump to your sports headlines. Diane Ducey is at 8:44 in the morning, ESV on 93.5.
Well, we started our morning talking about a lot of area teams are undefeated. Tuscola is 8-0, Unity 6-0, SJO 7-0. All these teams in the top 10 when AP has done their IHSA poll recently. So hopefully those winning ways will continue for some of our favorite local teams like the Rockets, since we're right here in Rocket Nation with our studios, the Warriors, and the Spartans. We also had a trending story in Big Ten basketball when Chicago State beat Northwestern 75-73 last night.
That's just stunning. I don't know. I don't know where Chicago State is in like the top 300, but I can't. I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what it says?
Northwestern just cut into the 25 at number 25.
Yeah, it's too bad. You know what that means? that if we go to sleep on Colgate Sunday, we lose.
That's right.
You cannot sleep on any basketball team that has 3-point shooters because you'll get beat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the parity in basketball and about everything. NFL's crazy, but college basketball. Chicago State beats a ranked Northwestern team after Northwestern beat Purdue.
And the game was won on the last 4 free throws.
Well, they made their free throws. And that's not easy to do. Crunch time.
Right.
I'm going to look up Chicago State and their ranking in the NCAA top 350.
Okay. I know UNLV also took down number 8 Creighton 79-64 last night.
That's Kevin Kruger, Lon Kruger's son at UNLV.
Right.
So good for him.
And we'll be talking basketball with Luke Goody, who comes into the studios, or will be on the line, however it works out. I know it's finals.
3:30 on the phone. No, he's done with finals.
Okay.
He finished those last week.
Okay.
He's got a day off unless something's called unexpectedly, which can happen, but he's scheduled for 3:30 with Lon and Derek on the phone.
So again, Colgate, noon Sunday. It's a doubleheader in case you'd like to hang out for the game against Missouri for the ladies at 3, and doors will open for that for the women basketball fans at 2. So should be interesting to see how the State Farm Center takes that on when it comes to a doubleheader, starting out with the guys and then finishing up with the ladies. Giannis with 64 points as Milwaukee's Bucks beat the Pacers 140-126. An animated discussion after the game about who should get the game ball. So that was a thing yesterday. And Draymond Green, haven't even mentioned how he's suspended indefinitely because as a Warrior, it just seems like he's got these flagrant fouls and like 3 technical fouls so far this season, and it's really something he needs to look at.
They're going to require him to get help.
Right.
They're not letting him back in unless he does a bunch of things. So, yeah, that was, I think they expected some sort of suspension, but I don't think anybody said unlimited indefinitely.
Johnny Newton, more defensive honors, first team and all of that on our Illini football team. Speaking of football, it's the LA Chargers and Las Vegas Raiders tonight. You can watch the game at PSP Claus is tonight after 5:30 for a few hours. If you'd like to check that out at 1609 West Springfield Avenue. And tomorrow morning between 7 and 10, Pia Claus comes to town, a holiday spread and lots of gifts for people. Did you find out something about Chicago State?
By the way, Adam, thank you. Parkland is number 1.
Oh, wow.
In junior college basketball.
I mean, they're 10-0, I think.
Well, they're good. So Parkland College, I think it's junior college Division
2 NJCAA.
Yeah. So the community college that I call the best in the world, Parkland has the number 1 basketball team. So
absolutely.
Kudos to all of them.
Go Cobras.
So how bad was Northwestern's loss to Chicago State? There are, how many rankings are there? There are 362 Division I ranked teams. 362. Chicago State, who is 4-9, 4 wins, 9 losses, comes in at 317.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
That's a spanking for those Wildcats.
That is one you wouldn't see coming.
Oops.
Don't sleep on anybody.
Ready for some much-needed pampering and girl time? We've got just the place. Call to schedule your very own private girls' night out at Merle Norman Cosmetic Studio. We're talking express facials, makeovers, and personalized beauty tips. Our masters of makeup will give you and your friends a chance to find the right foundation, learn what works for your skin, and rock some hot new looks. Call and book now at 217-359-8100 at Merle Norman. Find us on social media at Merle Norman Cosmetics, Champaign.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
When you're buying a battery, it's important to look beyond just the price and make sure you're buying a quality battery. So when you're buying one from the big box store, make sure you ask the question, what's the date on this battery? Is it dependable? Sometimes the big box stores have batteries that have been sitting on the shelf for years. Or you can just come to Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable, and buy your battery from the people who only do batteries. Interstate Batteries at 2504 North Madison, Champaign, way out there, but totally worth the drive. How much is dependable worth to you? Interstate Batteries open 6 days a week. You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, or registered investment advisor.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
You know, the name, image, and likeness for Caitlin Clark, the star from Iowa. She's in on this now.
Yeah.
NIL for a woman is kind of unusual from the standpoint of level. And Caitlin from Iowa has signed with Gatorade, State Farm, Buick, Nike, Hy-Vee, Bose, H&R Block. Unbelievable.
Wow, way to go.
That's if you score 30 points a game, that kind of...
I know, but
I mean,
that's some serious, getting
kinda,
Michael Jordan status there.
Glass ceiling thing for a woman. Good for her.
We'll get everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van Am this Saturday, and still another couple of days worth of quiet and mild December weather across the area. Matter of fact, that trend will continue well into next week as well, despite some slight cooling the middle and late portions of next week. Next weather system again passing well to the south of Champaign County, but a little moisture anticipated for the day on Saturday. Sunshine around 50 for the day today, and a southwest to south breeze on the light side tonight, mostly clear, comfortable for a December night. Lows bottom out near 30. Tomorrow partly cloudy, continued mild for the time of year, with high temperatures running some 15 degrees above average, up to around 52 tomorrow on a bit of a southeast to south wind. Increasing clouds in the 30s tomorrow night, and there may be perhaps a stray shower at some point Saturday morning. A little rain in the afternoon, but still up to 47 on a light southeast wind. Partly sunny, mild 48 on Sunday, 46 on Monday. High temperatures into the middle and upper 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Dry weather too. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com.
These days, it seems like bank names are changing faster than a forecast in February. But at Iroquois Federal, we're still the same community bank we've always been. For more than 135 years, we've built relationships by helping build the things that matter, whether it's a business, a back porch, or the building blocks of a better life. If you're looking for a bank that's here for the long haul, swing by today and see for yourself why different rules. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here.
Well, okay, that'll do it for today. We'll be back tomorrow.
You know, Houlihan's is starting to talk about New Year's Eve, which they have these sittings between 4 and 9, and they have this special menu and all of that. Mike and I ate there yesterday because I'm doing this 8th grade career conference there. Their menu is fabulous. And, of course, they'll have the Jaybirds on stage tonight for Live in the Lounge 6 to 8. But a little tidbit that Sunday, if you want to go before or after the games that are happening at the State Farm Center, I think it's between 10:30 and like 4 that you can check out Houlihan's before and after the game.
Well, you got the men at noon, the women after that.
Right.
So you do have kind of, and you can stay. If you're at the guys' game, you can stay.
Right. So sometimes they're closed on Sundays. So they are going to be open up for our Illini support.
And somebody might have your seat. If you're low, they paid money for the women's seats. So you'll be bumped. There'll be plenty of seats.
They'll be negotiating that.
There'll be plenty. You move around a little bit, you'll be fine. The women at this point haven't sold level 200 yet, but they're selling level 100.
That's right.
They're doing well, and hopefully we'll get back on track.
That's right.
Following a disappointing Michigan game, but it's early in the year. All right. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoying the day.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you very much. We'll be back tomorrow between 7 and 9. And don't forget, Luke Goody will be on with Lon and Derek this afternoon at 3:30 right here on ESPN 93.5. Thank you for listening. Have a great Thursday.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you can save an average of $889. The Brian Hansen State Farm Agency is ready to help you combine home and auto and save in Champaign-Urbana. Call 217-344-1900 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual household savings based on 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Like every bank, there's a time every day when we stop making loans. But at Iroquois Federal, we never stop making a difference. Thanks to an amazing team of employees who give back to their local communities all over Central Illinois. From hospital boards and local school programs to Kiwanis and the United Way, Iroquois Federal employees donated more than 1,000 volunteer hours last year. And we'll do it again next year, because the only thing we like more than making a loan is making a difference. Iroquois Federal, still friendly, still local, still here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
With the leaves and temperatures beginning to fall, it's time to make sure those furnaces are in great running order. Get that furnace tuned up so it doesn't let you down on the cold nights. Dogtown is the People's Choice #1 HVAC company again in 2023. Ask about the current 0% financing offer on all Lennox high comfort systems and single component units for qualifying applicants. The number's 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. There's no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help you improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at